We come to at this nice-looking residence. Doesn't look like the slums. As far as we know, he's not in the slums anymore. We don't really know. But Ricky is sitting in a chair. He's a bit bruised up from his scuffle with the glass eaters. And this barber is talking to him. The guy's giving a man a shave. He's talking to Ricky about how they know that his work pass was released or rescinded by Holman. They know about the raid of the slums of his neighborhood and all the people that died, and that he's the only one who's left. And Ricky says that he was on his way here to see this guy. He wants to get papers back into the city. This piques the guy's interest. He says, oh really? Well, maybe we can strike a deal. So now this guy starts talking. He's got a problem. Somebody has printed a pamphlet that is interfering with his business, and he has a feeling that it's Holman. This guy's idea is, you work for Holman, I'll give you papers into the city, and you're going to get something from me. You're going to get a book that I'm pretty sure this guy keeps about his appointments or his shady, underhanded deeds, and I'm pretty sure he keeps this book because he's a maker, and makers do things like that. Even their secrets, they keep track of them. Ricky doesn't really get where the guy's coming from. He's pretty certain that Holman did not print this pamphlet. He says that Holman is not a loyalist. He's not loyal to a fault when it comes to Boomtown and the institution and all that. This guy's not buying it.
After Ricky says he's a loyalist, I like this line from Marcus. He is a loyalist. He's pretending to be a loyalist. Pretending to be a coach. Like he's kind of like that would be the moment where if I'm Ricky, I'm like, oh, he's like unhinged. I'm in danger. I'm in real danger here.
He's just saying, you owe me money because you've lived in my slum. Maybe readers have picked up that this is Marcus that is talking to Ricky. And he says, all this time you've been off of our books, we don't have any of the protection money that you owe us that was supposed to have been keeping you safe from outsider raids this whole time. You owe me. You can buy the papers if you want to, but I want you to go in there and get this book, and that's what's going to happen. He's in the position of power here. And to help convince him, Marcus asks him if he's familiar with Wolf of the World stories. He tells this fairy tale sort of thing. Ricky's like, isn't the lesson from that you shouldn't take favors from strangers like the favor you're trying to do for me? And Marcus tells him that's not the point. The point is, I'm going to kill you if you don't do what I want you to do. This Wolf of the World story works on at least 3 levels, but I think it might be 4. I'm going to cut this out, or bleep it, but I'm not here. Well, on the 1 level, it's the actual thing. And he takes and he requires and all that stuff, and this story came out of that truth. Then there's just like the classic folktale moral lesson thing. And there's also the way, this is like a very precise choice of story from Marcus, where if he's the Wolf of the World, it's like he's saying Ricky's the Raven, and that the Viper is Holman. Came up to this poor crow and was like, hey, I'll take you in, I'll help you out. And then Holman lets him go, and he flies away, and now Ricky's left behind with the debt.
Yeah. You trusted Holman. He's put you on the street, and now I'm here to collect my due.
Yes.
He passed on a debt to you that you didn't even know you owed. Mm-hmm. I love all of the mythology that these characters carry around with them, and bring out every once in a while. That always tickles my fancy. It's probably my favorite part of filling out a lot of the story.
Ricky doesn't say anything for the rest of the scene. He's just told the way that it's going to be. So he gives him these papers and says, these will get you into the city in Lowtown until after the census. So that's how much time you have to get me this book that I want. And we're left with Marcus and one of his goons trying to understand what the play is here, trying to understand why he's telling Ricky exactly what his suspicions are about Holman. The guy's like, but Holman and Ricky, and you won't just tell him what's going on. And Marcus is thinking a little higher than that, maybe a little further ahead. He says that it's not really about whether or not Holman knows, it's about how Holman acts once he knows that Marcus is suspecting that he wrote this pamphlet. What are these politics? What's going on here? It's kind of our first dip into this level of intrigue and interest in people watching other people. For now, that's what we're left with, and this is the impression we have of Marcus.